Alright everyone, I'm here to give you my Breaking Bad review. Um, and this is actually really weird because I haven't reviewed this show in a couple of weeks. I've been, I've been really busy. Um, it doesn't even feel like it's been 2 weeks. It feels like it's been forever since I reviewed this show. I've been really busy though, doing some other stuff, and I'm trying to catch up on The Walking Dead which is really what you've been seeing my channel being filled with lately. Because I want to catch up to season 5 before it's too late. Um, and I want to start watching that show live. So it's like pretty much kind of what it's been going on. I haven't even been on a regular schedule lately. I haven't been with these videos. So I'm trying to work on it, and it's working out, I guess, okay. Um, we'll see what happens, though. I do like this show. It's just I haven't been on much of a schedule. I'm going to review 2 episodes today, though, considering the fact that I haven't been on a regular schedule. Um, so this episode is called Bit by a Bee. Um, hold on one second. And this episode came out on March 22nd, 2009. This actually was a good episode. I got into this one. Um, so it kicks off with Walter and Jesse burying a gun, um, which is understandable. I don't really remember the gun since I haven't watched this show in a couple of weeks. I remember Hank was having a shootout with Tuco. So yeah, that's the last thing I really remember. Um, and they're like walking forever in the desert. And Walter comes up with a plan. And he has these guys pick him up in the truck. Um, and Jesse stays there. I don't know why, but I didn't really know what the plan was at first, but it got strange. Um, so Walter, because I think they realized too that Hank's coming close to finding out that Walter's a part of all this. So yeah, but Walter, we see at the supermarket, the door's not closing, the automatic door, so we see that Walter's shoe is in there, and we see all his clothes are off in the supermarket, and he's just in there naked. Um, what was that? I don't know. Um, I actually didn't really know what to think. So then it cut to the theme song, which it's been a while since I've seen that, so I'm glad I got to see it again. Um, and then what happens? Walter is in the hospital now. Um, and I think we pretty much, and they think they don't know why he was like this. He's just waking up, and they think it was because of dehydration. And they're gonna get to the bottom of it. And Walter and Skylar and Walter Jr. are all happy to see him, and they talk about how he might not remember. He might have lost his memory a little bit. Um, so then it's Walter Jr. Tells Walter about the shootout that Hank had with what's his face, Tuco, and Walter acts like he doesn't know anything about it, but it's all bullshit. Um, so then what happens next? And Skylar calls Marie, or she's on the phone talking to Marie, and they're talking about the dehydration, talking about what might have caused it, and says she's going to be there soon. And they're going to get to the bottom of it, what caused Walter to stand in the supermarket naked. And then we see Hank is being questioned because they asked how he's doing since he had that shootout, and he says he's invincible. And he's being questioned about what happened with Tuco. He goes through pretty much what happened in great detail. Um, and why he was there, why he had no backup, all that stuff. If you've seen my review, I've covered it, and if you've seen the episode, he just kind of covers that he had the shootout with Tuco, but he does it in more detail. Um, so then the police are looking for Jesse Pinkman, and he's with his guy, the guy that he made meth with before. I don't remember his name though. I'm trying to see if I can look up his name. Yeah, and he even said, yeah, Walter, by the way, said he had no memory. Yeah, I know the guy's name. I really do. He was the mascot. He would wear the dollar signs for the advertising. I know who that guy is. I just don't remember him off the top of his name because I haven't seen that guy in so long. But he has to clear out his basement because the police are getting on to him. And he's gonna put it all in the RV. And at first I was thinking, why would he put it there? Won't he find it there? And he's concerned too that the police are gonna figure him out. So then the guy, his friend, Jesse's friend's cousin, tows it. He puts it in his garage, and he wants $1,000 to do it though. But he doesn't. Jesse doesn't have the money. He only has like $560, so he says he'll pay him back later on. And yeah, that's kind of how it went down. So then Walter is being questioned by his doctors, and he acts like he has no memory of what happened the last few days. But he's BSing everyone. He acts like he doesn't remember the talk he had with Skylar while she was in the bathtub. He acts like he doesn't remember anything. And they ask if the cancer's coming to the brain, and the doctor says no. Walter says it could be the medication that they're giving him, and he says he hasn't lived without it, and he's felt better without it. And then Walter asks if he can get out of here soon, because I guess he's really concerned to get out of here. But then he says that he could be in here for months, days, weeks, and yeah, it was kind of Walter gets concerned by this, and he's gonna have to talk to people to figure out why he was like that, because no one just goes into the supermarket naked. He doesn't want Walter to the police to be shooting down Walter just looking at him for him. So then Jesse goes to his girlfriend Wendy's house, who was, I remember she was ugly as shit. It's probably because of all the drugs that she does. And the DEA find him, and they handcuff him, and Hank finds him, and they, I guess, sort of arrest both of them. And they take him in for questioning, and they ask him like where his car was, what he was doing all weekend, and he kind of lies, saying that he was partying with his girlfriend all weekend. And they asked him what he did for food. He says he just had vending machine, hot pockets, and Funyuns. I think he was gonna say that he did takeout, but I think they can track that because they could like call a phone and ask the restaurant, hey, did you get an order from this? They live in like a motel. Did you get an order from this motel that Jesse Pinkman was staying at? I think they can track that, so they had to use the vending machine, which I think they could still. Actually, I guess they couldn't track it because it's a vending machine. And what else happens? He asks him what his car, where his car was. He says that he didn't even know his car was gone until they arrested him. He even says that he didn't, and he said, what else does he say? That he didn't, that they tried to call his phone, but he says his phone's in the car, but then he's like, well, we looked in your car and there's no phone. And then he asks, did you have any other personal items in there? Hank's doing the question too, and Gomez is with him. And Jesse's like what? And he even when they asked about Tuco, he acted like he didn't know who Tuco was, and he called him Taco, which I thought was funny. Um, and he shows them the bag, and it's filled, I think, with money, and I think it was the money that Walter had. Um, well, actually, it was his rainy day money, and he says, I think he acts like that it's that it's not his, and they're gonna ask Wendy what's going on, and she has she needs a root beer because she has health issues that she needs that she that she has bladder problems, and they kind of ask her the same questions. He asks what he's been doing, like what she's been like, what Jesse what doing, and he asked if they left the building and all for just a tiny minute, and he said they may have, but he said that Jesse was stayed with her all week. So they don't get any answers out of her. So then they try to get the old guy that would ring the bell. I don't remember his name. That was with Tuco, and Jesse's like, "Do you really think you're gonna get any answers from this guy? This guy probably doesn't even know what planet he's on." And then they keep asking him what planet he's on. I mean, like, are we on Mars? Are we on Saturn? But when they got to Earth, and then when he dings the bell, that means yes. So then it was actually funny. They asked him what day it is. We find out it's actually Tuesday in their world. And yesterday was like Monday. I thought that was funny. What else happens? And they don't really get any answers out of him. When they try to ask him if Jesse Pinkman was with Tuco, he never answers. And he's like, "Are you gonna cooperate with us?" And then he shits himself, like literally, like it was disgusting. It was gross. But then Jesse gets released because I guess they weren't getting any answers out of him. He tries to call his dad to ask him for a ride. And he lies saying that his car's in the shop and stuff, and talks and just pretty much BS's everything that's going on, saying he's looking for a job. And yeah, that's kind of how that went down. So then earlier in the episode, I just wanted to cover that all in one. Walter is being questioned by, I think, a doctor. And he's asking him all these questions, and Walter's like, "I don't mean to be rude here, but I know I'm fine. I feel fine. But I'm not going crazy." And they don't really believe him. And Walter asks, like, if I tell you something, will you keep? Are you supposed to keep it confidential? And he says, yeah. Unless he was gonna kill someone, then they have to tell the people involved. But I can't tell anyone. It just stays between you and me. They say it in like a complicated way, but that's kind of how it was. And Walter BS's, saying he was sick of being in that house because we're having a baby. Me and my wife are having a baby that isn't intended. That my son has has the clutches thing going on with him. I forget what he called it, something else. And he says that he's a overqualified high school teacher, and he's sick and tired of all his friends being better, being more successful than he is, and he only has 18 more months to live. So would you want to get out of there? So he pretty much BS's. But this was all a plan. When Jesse calls, he even says that the plan worked out awesome. And Walter even says, even asks, what's going on with everything. And Jesse has no more money now because Hank took it from him, and now he only has like $80. And Walter's like, all he cares about is if he can cook more meth. That's all he cares about. And Jesse's like, and Jesse, I guess, has a change of mind because they've almost been discovered now. This is like the closest they come. And I think, too, they don't have a dealer anymore that they can give it to, so yeah, they're gonna it's not really going down a good path for him, and I guess they'll fight arguing now. And then Walter remembers that he had put money and that gun in the diapers package. So he snuck out of the hospital and put it back in the vent. Why he couldn't wait till tomorrow, I don't know. I guess it made the episode better. Then when he goes back, they play this okay song. It wasn't depressing. I mean, the Walking Dead songs are usually depressing. But this was a good song. And then Hank is looking at the footage from when Walter and Jesse went to steal the methylene. And he's getting closer to figuring it out. And Gomez says, "Hey, let's just go get a couple of drinks." He's like, "It's 11 in the morning." Hank's like, "It's 11 in the morning," and he's like, "I'm buying." So then it was all a scam. They threw him like a surprise party for taking down Tuco. They made him a cake where it shows him shooting nothing, and they gave him a present, which we don't see what it is. But then Walter Jr. is picking up Jesse. Walter, I don't know. I accidentally botched. I said Jesse, and Walter Walter Jr. makes him Walter drink his apple juice because they're afraid he's gonna get dehydrated again. So then what happens next is oh, Hank comes in, finally sees Walter. This is the first time he's seen him since he's been back. He's happy to be back, and Walter apologizes that Hank almost got killed looking for him. And Hank says no apologies needed. They threw me a party. And we find out that the present that he got was the grill that was in Tuco's mouth, and they gave it to him. Which is kind of strange, because this was in a dead guy. I thought it was strange. So that, I guess he's not going to really put it in his mouth or anything, but I thought it was strange. So then Walter comes home, and he says, "I'm glad to be home now." And Skylar and Walter Jr. act like they're pissed at him. Well, Skylar does anyways. And it was kind of strange because I thought the doctor told him that he didn't want to be there anymore. So I thought that's why they were pissed at him. But I think Skylar's pissed at him because, well, it still could be that. But it's because she asked Walter about if he had a second cell phone because when he had gotten that phone call when she was in the bathtub and it didn't come up in the records when you were missing, and Walter's like, "I don't remember that, but I'm sure for a fact I don't have a second cell phone." So then the episode ends and Walter even goes to kiss her, but she doesn't. She rejects him, I guess. And I think she knows he's lying about this, but oh well. And that was the end of the episode. It kind of just ended. And I thought this was a good episode. I mean, Walter's like really smart. If you didn't know that before, like he was able to plan all this stuff out, and do all this stuff. I thought that was awesome. So then we're gonna see what happens because probably his mind, if Walter knew that if he got in that hospital, that if he didn't go do this, Hank would have figured him out. So I like that. So I like this stuff. And we're gonna see what happens. Well, actually, right now because I'm gonna watch it right now. So I'll be back with my other review of Breaking Bad.